Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Melanie or She Shed Scrapper. So today I am back with a 2-page layout using the brand new Summer Fun collection from Doodlebug. I am loving this collection and knew right away what photos I wanted to document. I had just a handful of photos left from a trip to Florida. Three years ago now already, 4 years maybe. And I had aquarium photos and different things that I thought would work perfectly with this collection. So I am going to use a couple of pieces of cardstock from Close to My Heart. I kind of went through my Close to My Heart stash and destashed that, but kept some of the cardstock. And so I am going to use this nice color kind of as my base for the main layout. So I usually will do a colored border around my layout and then, my white base, and for this layout I am flip-flopping them. So I trimmed a little bit. I knew I wanted that paper to go all the way across the page, and so it's kind of congruent, I guess. I do have these 5 photos. I wanted to kind of just line them up, but obviously the kind of aqua paper doesn't reach all the way to the far right on page 2, and I have 3 4x6 photos. So I kind of had to get creative, I guess, so to speak, and trim what I could off the middle one, while not really losing anything in the picture. And then I kind of knew that I wanted to stagger all of my photos, and so I kind of had to strategically place the photos as well to make sure that I wasn't covering up anything important on page 2. So I am going to bring in a couple of patterned papers, and I just think the colors of this collection are gorgeous. I am loving them. So I'm going to use the polka dotted paper, and then I'm going to use the bright floral paper. And what I'm going to do is I am going to have the polka dotted paper almost come all the way over to the left, and I will dovetail the far end on page 1, and then on the bottom I will use the floral paper and have that look like it's coming all the way over to the right, and then dovetail it on the far bottom right of page 2. So hopefully that'll make sense. And then I'm actually leaving the aqua paper open in the middle. I don't know. I think I just sketched it out. Again, I knew I had a whole bunch of layouts to create using this collection, so I kind of had to, again, be strategic in what papers I used for the collection to make sure that I had enough to create all the layouts I needed or wanted to, I guess. So I did trim down the floral paper just a tad, and then you can see what I end up doing is if I know it's going to hang over, I'll tape it and then cut off the excess afterwards, and that just makes sure that I don't cut it too short. I've done that one too many times where I've cut it ahead of time, placed it, and then it's too small. And I don't have extras of this paper. I bought the collection kit, and that maybe a couple extra pieces that I really liked, but that was it. I don't have a bunch of duplicates to mess up with. So you can see I'm kind of just laying my photos down. I think besides the middle one on page 2, I think I just place them all right down on the page. That is not something I normally do, but I didn't have a lot of extra space, I guess, to be able to matte and double matte all of my photos. So I would have loved to double mat them all. You know that I love doing that. I at least love matting them once, but I didn't have the space to do that. So you can kind of see how I'm having them placed. I do have the title up at the top. Decide I don't love it there, so I am going to bring that down. But I did love that tag that said so much to see with all of the little animals. I thought that was perfect for this layout at the aquarium. And then I'm just going to kind of pick and choose different sea life animals and see where I want to place them. You can kind of see based on the photo placements where maybe the natural embellishment cluster locations are. The title is going to be on the far left. On the bottom. And so, you know, I kind of feel like the top of that second photo is a good spot. The bottom of the next one, kind of a zigzag going with the photos, I guess. All of the open spaces, I will add embellishments and kind of go crazy on the embellishments with this one, but it's just so fun. One thing I did make sure of too when I ordered the collection was make sure that there were enough pieces that I can use for our normal summers at the beach here, where we don't have palm trees. It's not the ocean. It's not tropical. It's just the lake. I've come to the realization, I think, too, that we are just so blessed to have a lake, well, multiple lakes so close to us that for us, going to the beach is something we can do for just an hour. It doesn't have to be a full day. It's not an extravagant trip. And so it's hard for me to take photos of the beach when we can go every day of the summer if we choose to. It was just something I thought of the other day while we were there. Like, I've taken a few photos, a couple of different beach trips this year, but it's not something I take photos of very often because it's just so common for us, I guess. We're just that blessed. So back to the layout. I did decide to fill in that space at the top of page 1 with some tags. I love all of the different colors there as well. And with the green one, I covered up what icon was on it, but I was okay with some of the greenery kind of peeking out of that as well. So just kind of, I don't know, added to it, I guess, a little bit extra embellishments there at the top. So I am just placing all of my photos right on the page. Again, you guys know that's not something I do very often, but when space is limited, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? So I am going to pop my title up, at least the vacay. Well, I think I do both, the vacay and adventure, up on some foam tape. And then, yeah, just kind of finish up with embellishing. So I kind of have some good pieces picked for a couple of the clusters, but definitely need to find more pieces. So I did go into my stash and find some flares from Scrap and Happy Studio that work wonderfully. I'm sorry. It's been a long day. With this collection, the colors just match perfectly. So I am going to end up adding one of those to the title once I kind of get done peeling off all the backings of all those little tiny foam stickers there. So, all right, let's see. Here's what flare I'm going to use. But that just looked out of place by itself. So then, you know, I kind of have to play around with other pieces. And so I'll get there eventually. I kind of am scattered when I embellish my layouts. It's not something that is very in order by any means. It's kind of, oh, I should probably go here, or, oh, I like this there, so we'll add to that. So when I do the voiceovers, then I'm really kind of mixed up with where or what I'm going to embellish next. So it makes it a little bit tricky, even when I'm looking at the photo of the layout. So I found an orange speech bubble, Living My Best Life. So I thought that was really cute. So we're going to add that to the top. But then I needed something to kind of go under the camera. I didn't love having that big open space. But again, going back to page 1, apparently, I'm going to end up adding a ticket to the flare. And then at the top, on the tags, there's a fun little bubble that I add, and then a sand dollar. And then I am going to add a really fun cluster of a whole bunch of sea animals to the bottom left of page 2. So I kind of have the base of all of my clusters now. So there's a little seashell I thought worked well in that open space at the top cluster, and that is going to finish off that one. Going back to page 1, there was just a little yellow tab, I think it is, but I just decided to add that, bring in more color kind of to my title there, and so did add that, and then I will just kind of finish it off with a little heart, and that'll finish off that cluster. Trying to see what else. So once I get all of these little animals there is a speech bubble that I will add to them as well, having a beautiful day. There are a lot of words on these 2 pages, lots of different phrases, but it just worked well with the layout and the photos. So definitely maybe more words than I normally place on a 2-page layout. But again, I think it works and I'm not mad about it. I do leave the tag kind of by itself. I don't add anything else to that. Maybe some twine would have been nice, but then it probably would have overlapped my photo a little bit too much. So lastly, what I'm going to add is just a sun and a cloud up to the very top left of the layout, just to kind of add something there. And then I don't know, I had space to kind of overlap my photo there as well. So once I kind of get my photo straight again, I will add the sun and the cloud and pop the cloud up on some foam tape to go over top of it. And I believe that will finally finish off this 2-page layout. So I will have a link for this collection down below. I am in love with it. Love the colors, love the icons, and just I'm having so much fun creating with it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this layout, and we will see you next time. Bye, guys.